Here's the truth about your identity that no one talks about. The most dangerous mask is the one you've forgotten you're wearing. You see, we identify with who we are as the strong one, the achiever, the caretaker, the independent one, the peacemaker, the people pleaser, the person who doesn't need anyone. Many of these served me most of my life. And no one sat you down one day and said, here's the identity you're going to wear for the next 40 years. You see, it happened slowly. Life reflected certain versions of you back to you. Some were rewarded, some helped you belong, some kept you safe, some made you feel loved and appreciated. And eventually you stopped experiencing them as strategies, if you ever experienced them as a strategy to begin with, because you experienced them as you. You see, the child who's praised for being easy becomes the person who doesn't ask for what they need. And the child that's rewarded for achievement becomes the adult who doesn't know who they are without accomplishment. And the person that learned that vulnerability could hurt becomes fiercely independent. And that's where I lived many years. And eventually I called that independence my personality. Heard it everywhere. You're so independent. I'm so independent. Can you just help me carry that? You're so independent. And that's why the most dangerous mask isn't the one that you consciously wear. It's the one you've forgotten is a mask. Early in our life, we learned who we are through reflections of other people. And those reflections reinforce adaptations. And they may have been incredibly intelligent adaptations. In fact, most of them are. It's so interesting to me how, as children, we can learn and become so creative to survive environments and get our needs filled in ways that they can't be filled by the individuals around us. And you don't experience your adaptation as an adaptation. You experience it as you. You think that's who you are. You mistake who you learn to be for who you are. If I don't know the difference between who I am and who I learn to be, then who's choosing my relationships? Who's choosing my career? Who is deciding what I'm capable of? Who's deciding what love feels like? Who decides what I actually deserve? I might believe I'm consciously authoring my life, while an identity I formed decades ago is still holding the pen. So I want to introduce to you the witness. The witness is not about fixing yourself. And it's not about attacking that identity that helped you survive. I call it the conditioned identity. It's not attacking because that identity had very good intentions. That identity had one priority, and that was to keep you safe, and to get your needs met. And it's really seeing it. Begin noticing yourself without immediately identifying with what you see. Instead of saying, I'm a people pleaser, notice maybe I learned to keep other people happy, but that's not really who I am. Instead of, I'm really bad at relationships, maybe say, I learned something about intimacy that I'm actually still carrying. Instead of, I'm just fiercely independent, that's interesting. When did needing nobody become important to me? I was able to tie that back to a very specific moment. A very specific moment, I made a decision, and that decision is how I live my life 40 years. You see, you don't have to destroy the person that you learned to be. In fact, you want to acknowledge that served its purpose for a period of time. You simply have to stop confusing her with who you actually are. And that's when something just extraordinary begins. I've seen it over and over again because once you can witness that identity, you step outside of it and you can witness that identity. The identity no longer has to be the one that's authoring your life. Once you identify with that identity and you see it, now you have the power of choice. And if this resonates with you, leave a comment below. I would love if you subscribe to my channel. And if at the very least, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you.